Hello students, welcome to the class. Introduction. Advertising is considered as a creative commercial message aimed at selling services or products. It can also be used to increase sales or publicize social messages. It is the lifeblood of media for their survival. Advertising is a powerful form of social and commercial communication through any of the established mass media such as press, radio, television and film. It has developed in modern times as a necessary accompaniment to commerce and industry all over the world. In fact, it has become an industry in its own right. Consider the large number of professional advertising agencies and the vast sums of money involved in running them or utilizing their service. Objectives: advertising techniques, types of advertising, changing landscape of advertisements due to change in mass media. Advertising techniques. A good advertising technique is one that focuses on society at large and individuals, potential buyers in particular, while keeping the basic communication intact. The key to it lies in the understanding the product, the market and the customers. Above the line advertising, advertising done at macro level through mass media. It is a conventional method of advertising and is highly impersonal. ATL uses TV, radio, newspapers, magazines and outdoor media, hence is very expensive. Brands are built through ATL and then later on with the help of BTL, potential customers are influenced to take action. Below the line advertising, BTL, is advertising done at micro level that uses unconventional brand building techniques and is a direct means of communication. BTL uses public relations, direct mail, sales promotion, personal selling, various types of price incentives and promotional offers, example coupons, gift with purchase, competitions, price refund and frequent buyer programs. BTL helps break through the advertising clutter and reach target groups in a cost-effective manner. Through the line advertising, TTL. Traditional advertising techniques such as ATL and BTL are now blended by the marketeers and advertisers to design a customized bouquet in the form of TTL or popularly known as integrated marketing communications, IMC activities. When marketeers are combining both the techniques, they are actually crossing the line, hence the term TTL. Types of advertising. The typical newspaper advertisements are the ones which occupy, though it may not always be the case, the second page of the paper. Magazine is of superior quality. The advertisements appear glossy and bold. The other types of newspapers advertisement is the one which appears in bold letters arranged in a box. It looks much more prominent than anything else on the page, unless of course there are too many boxes of the same size. It also costs much more than the routine 24-word small type ad on the second page. There are some still bigger than the box item and occupy half a page, even a full page of the newspaper. It is possible, though rare, that an ad runs into several pages of the paper. The latest example is the one published by Indian Airlines announcing the launching of Airbus A320. The announcement runs into 4 pages with very little reading matter. Advertising flourishes most in profit-oriented and free market societies where the production and distribution of goods and services is not directly or solely controlled by the state, but is open to private enterprise also. Advertising promotes competition among producers and brings about awareness among consumers. It quickens the pace of distribution and consumption of products and thus helps to raise general standard of living. Changing landscape of advertisements due to change in mass media. Advertising has become global and very dynamic. The space they occupy have become wide. With the expansion of advertising, the nature of advertisements has also changed. Earlier, ads focused more on factual information and used mostly verbal claims in print media, radio or TV. Modern day ads are more experiential, engaging and have a lot of visual appeal. The two images next are almost a century apart and you can easily spot the difference between the old ad and the new. Modern day advertising is a creative art form that combines storytelling to visual art to music to digital art. Due to the convergence of media and technology, the various media platforms or channels on which ads are placed have undergone a significant change. Multiple options over the internet like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, blogs, vlogs, search engines, etc. are dominating different forms of advertising. The arrival of digital marketing has given rise to some new forms of advertisements like long format films shown on YouTube or entering into engaging conversations with the consumer. Some examples of new formats of advertisements include social media advertising targets the users of the various social media. It's a kind of online advertising where ads are placed on various social media networks. All of us see a lot of advertisements on our Facebook or Instagram walls. These are examples of social media advertising. It is more engaging, interactive and targeted for specific groups of individuals. Content marketing on social media. A part of social media advertising is content creation for the followers. Content marketing is the creation, publication and distribution of content on a social media for a targeted audience. This includes sharing pertinent articles, videos, podcasts and other media to promote one's brand awareness and attract new audience or retain existing ones. It is a strategy to keep one's audience customers engaged. Interactive advertising. It is called interactive for it involves mutual action between consumers and producers of the ad. The user has control over whether or not he will see the ad. The user can dismiss the ad by clicking the cross button. Such ads needs to be very creative to catch the attention of the targeted audience. Search engine optimization. It relies on understanding the manner in which search engines such as Google, Bing, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox work. The keywords that are frequently typed into search engines, search analytics, or which search engines are preferred by the targeted audience. All this helps the advertiser to receive more visitors on their websites from a particular search engine, as their website would rank higher on the search engine results page after the search engine optimization. Contextual advertising. It uses context, targeting. This implies scanning the keywords on the website a consumer is visiting and then displaying ads to the same consumer based on that. For example, if you are searching for a particular course on a search engine and visit a particular website, sometime later you would find advertisements of various colleges or universities offering that very course popping up on your screen, pop-up ads, advertorials. These are advertisements in the form of editorials appearing mostly in magazines, newspapers and websites. They are paid and designed to look like the articles that appear in the publication. Other changes include change in the content of the advertisements or the concepts underlying ads. For example, TV advertisements today portray to a larger extent the high aspiring working class rather than the typical middle class. This is largely due to the changing nature of Indian consumer whose purchasing power and disposable income has risen considerably. Mahapatra 2014. Another change is the emphasis in ads on improving the quality of life and health of the consumers if they use a certain product and not just highlighting their value for money. Women also are being increasingly shown as the decision makers in family. Classification of advertising on the basis of consumers. Classified advertising, this is a form of advertising where small messages are grouped under a specific heading or classification such as employment, real estate, automobiles and others. These are very common in newspapers, magazines and other periodicals. These are the want ads in newspapers. They are short statements set in very small type. Some of them may be larger than others. They appear dull, but they are the ones most sought after. Classified advertisements are cheaper in comparison to large display ads used by businesses. These ads are typically short as they are charged based on per line. These are not widespread as large display ads. They do not include any graphics. Product advertisements. They are intended to present goods and products, point out their qualities and promote their sale. The product may be a soft drink, soap or toothpaste. The message is buy our product. It is the best in the market. Institutional advertisements. The objective here is not to introduce or sell a particular product, but to build up the image of the manufacturing company or firm. The main purpose is to acquaint the public with the name of the institution and what it is doing and how its services are better than those of others, thereby stepping up the prestige of the institution or firm. The general message is know us and how good and efficient we are. Non-commercial or idea advertisements. Government bodies, charitable institutions and other voluntary organizations etc. often publish advertisements in newspapers and magazines. Their main objective is to acquaint the people with the cause or the idea. They wish to inform and educate the public. Sometimes they wish to raise donations also, to follow traffic rules, to avoid smoking and drinking, to keep your city clean, to improve the quality of life. These are some of the ideas advertised by different agencies. The message of such advertisements is accept our idea or help our cause. Display advertising. Display advertising basically appears in websites. These advertisements can be in different formats and they have items such as text, images, flash, audio, videos, etc. The first banner display on the internet was on October 27, 1994. The basic objective of display ads is to deliver brand messages to the site visitors. eMarketer has estimated that Facebook and Twitter may account for 33% of display ad spending market share by 2017. Cooperative advertising. Cooperative advertising is an agreement between a manufacturer and a distribution chain, member, distributor, wholesaler or retailer. The manufacturer contributes a fixed sum or shares a certain percentage of the members' advertising. It can also be an agreement between two or more marketeers who have complementary products such as footwear and socks, or different seasonal sales cycles such as winter coats and raincoats, to promote or sell each other products within their own. Cooperative advertising serves as a unique and powerful tool for small businesses, especially for those who have limited means to support the advertising campaigns required for the survival and success of the business. The joint efforts of marketeers in such cooperative agreements broaden the scope of the distribution and the quality of advertising campaign. Such kind of advertising helps small companies to link their names with the ones which are nationally recognized. Smaller companies or startups use this type of advertising to attract loyal customers of popular brands. Given so many benefits, cooperative advertisements have few drawbacks as well. Small business houses should completely understand the commitment involved before finalizing the agreement. Sometimes huge corporate grants may demand for high level of quality or certain style of advertising which may be difficult to achieve in a limited budget. And product advertising. Product advertising is any form of communication about the promotion of any product or service through which potential customers are convinced to purchase the product. The basic objective of product advertising is to increase brand awareness and demonstrate the differences between the product and its competitors. A good advertising campaign educates the potential buyers on why they might need the product, how can they use it, and what benefits they will receive. Market research is usually conducted to obtain information such as the requirements of the target audience, factors which influence the buying decisions, preferred media to distribute the information about the product. The collected data is then used to write an advertisement, message, and convince the potential buyers to buy the product. Direct response advertising. Direct response advertising attempts to remind customers about the product and services offered by a particular brand. The basic idea here is that more times an advertisement is projected, it stays in the mind of the consciousness for the customer and they are likely to make a purchase decision. This is an effective way of advertising. However, it is a costly affair for the sponsor to successfully pull the target audience. The time and expenses involved in such advertisements are not a problem for big brands as they have massive advertising budgets and product lines are planned in advance. The small businesses face budget constraints when they try to imitate big brands in this type of marketing. Direct response marketing evokes an immediate response and compels the target audience to take some specific actions. Direct response advertising is trackable, measurable, and targets a specific audience. Classification of advertising on the basis of media. Print media advertising. Earlier, print media used to be a huge driver of sales. The recent digital forms of advertising have forced print media to take a backseat. A print media can be typically split into three subcategories. Periodical advertising. Periodical advertising refers to advertisements which are published in magazines, newspapers, or any publication that comes out at regular intervals. Companies always attempted to grab the center spread, front or the back cover of any popular magazine or newspaper, be brochures, leaflets, handouts, flyers, and point of sale advertising. As brochures, leaflets, handouts, flyers, etc. are usually placed within pages of newspapers and magazines, they are treated as a separate entity. C. Direct mail advertising. Direct mail advertising refers to printed ads being mailed directly to the consumers. This technique is considered to be inferior and junk. However, if it is done creatively and intelligently, it is a fantastic way of customer engagement. 2. Broadcast media advertising. Broadcast media advertising includes television and radio advertising. It was one of the most dominant ways to reach a large group of consumers. Broadcast advertising has taken a backseat from last few years due to rise in digital video recorder and ad skipping technologies. However, it is still a popular way to reach millions of people. 3. Outdoor media advertising. Outdoor media advertising refers to billboards, bus shelters, posters, fly posters, digital posters, etc. This type of advertising is also known as out-of-home advertising, as these ads reach out to customers when they are outside home. Digital media advertising. Any advertisement which appears via the internet or online is known as digital media advertising. Digital advertising has evolved rapidly in the last 15 years, and market leaders have realized the importance and the complexity it poses. Through digital advertising, campaigns can reach a large set of target audience. It is not only a cost-effective medium of communication, but also has a higher return over investment. Businesses scale at a faster pace through digital advertising. Digital marketers should promptly respond and initiate dynamic customer interactions and extract value from big data to make better decisions faster. Digital advertising gives the flexibility to the marketers to communicate with customers wherever and however customers are most receptive to messages. Classification of advertising on the basis of business advertiser. 1. Trade advertising. Trade advertising is carried out by a producer directed towards the wholesalers, distributors and traders rather than the end consumer of the product. Trade advertising is strategically important as it establishes good relations with the traders, wholesalers and distributors associated with the selling of a company's brands. The advantage of trade advertising is that it is cost effective and provides a better means to communicate with the target audience. Trade advertisements create an image in the trader's mind which eventually compels him/her to approach the company to sell its product. These advertisements are specifically done in specific mediums and journals. 2. Professional advertising. Professional advertising is mostly related to the advertisements of those products which are specifically made for professionals such as lawyers, engineers, doctors, architects and others. For instance, kits required by the architects or surgical equipment required by doctors and dentists. 3. Corporate advertising. Advertising which are designed to win a target audience with a specific point of view is known as corporate or institutional advertising. Corporate advertising can be local, regional or national. They can be aimed at any type of audience and delivered to the target audience through any medium. The main objective of such advertisement is to sell the product and services along with building corporate image, brand's reputation and name, and create awareness among the industry and general public. In this kind of advertising, a company pays a fee to have a message which can portray the brand, or sometimes it is designed to win an audience over to a specific point of view. For example, you might remember Aircel launching Save the Tigers campaign in association with WWF, World Wildlife Fund, India. Classification of advertising on the basis of area. 1. National advertising. National advertising is not confined to any specific geographical area within a nation. It conveys mass marketing effort. The objective of national advertising is to inform and remind consumers about the brand and the company. The advertisements intended to communicate the features, benefits and uses of the brand. National advertisements are broadcasted on televisions, radios, newspapers, magazines, billboards and the internet. National advertising is an expensive affair. Therefore, it is carried out by large and well-funded companies such as Coke, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, etc. The companies intending for national advertisements identify a specific target audience and then build a brand image. Companies sometimes introduce new brands and emphasize on brand loyalty for the established ones through national advertising. 2. Local advertising. Local advertising helps in delivering relevant messages and information to the target audience who are based locally. It is also known as local store marketing or neighborhood marketing. The promotional messages in local advertising are directed to the local population instead of mass market. Local advertising is primarily used by small business houses such as stores and restaurants. These small business houses or local businesses contact consumers through emails, in-town events, advertisements in local channels or newspapers. People prefer to eat and shop near their homes or around their vicinity as it saves time and is more convenient. Therefore, successful local advertisement campaigns hope not only to attract new customers, but to showcase a significant presence in the minds of their existing consumers. Local advertising campaigns might use different strategies in order to build their awareness and reputation within a neighborhood. Local advertising is actually about knowing and interacting with neighbors and people in the vicinity. It is more about developing relationships than investing money. This requires a small businesses to actually move out from their offices and interact with prospective consumers. 3. Global advertising. Global advertising is a communication strategy where a company employs to drive demands for its goods and services in international or global markets. Global advertising strategies are adapted and tailor-made to suit the cultural differences and preferences in the international scenarios. The term globalization was popularized by Ted Levitt, a marketing professor at Harvard Business School, as a concept in marketing and advertising. Levitt observed that regardless of deep-rooted cultural differences, people are becoming globally harmonized. He proposed a new paradigm to standardize goods and advertise globally. This would help the companies to achieve huge economies of scale, sales volume and market shares. Although global advertising benefits are attractive, market variances do exist in terms of cultural differences, legal restrictions, and media availability. Companies prefer to choose and implement different advertising strategies based on the market variations. For instance, the menu of McDonald's varies based on the geographical location of a restaurant. People in India do not prefer to eat beef and pork. Therefore, McDonald's Indian menu does not any of these meat dishes. Instead, based on the preferences of consumers, new menu is added, which includes aloo, potato, paneer, cottage cheese, egg stuffed burgers and others. Businesses prefer global market as they find economies of scale in production and distribution. Consistency in brand image and availability to leverage good business ideas quickly and efficiently. However, there are some limitations to global advertising. Businesses need to identify the preferences and needs of their international customers, differences in product and brand placements. Summary: advertising is a complex form of communication. Businesses have found many different ways to communicate their message to the consumer. Modern advertisers have an array of choices at their disposal. Successful advertising campaigns spread the information about a brand, attract prospective customers and generate sales. There are different types